Hello and welcome folks to Agato's Flight School. It has been quite some time since my latest video, and just in short, there were three reasons. The first reason, a very positive one. The flying season was really great this year. Weather was excellent even up until start of November, and so I basically spent almost every weekend in the air with the real old-timers, and that's why I didn't have much intent to fly in virtual reality. The second reason, there was not much new stuff around. And the third reason, I tried to get a new rig running. Long story short, there were some troubles that delayed me by about 3 weeks, but now finally I got the new rig running, and so we are here and take a quick look at the P-47 IL2's latest edition in Allied planes. Overall, we will fly a pattern. Just a quick look at the paint schemes available. A nice selection of schemes, different nations, and general camouflage of the Royal Air Force and the USSR. I will take Snorting Bull, I like that. Quick look also into the modifications tab. The standard 8-15 cals of the P-47 can be reduced to either a 6 or 4 gun loadout. You can add up additional ammunition for the 50 cals, which I highly recommend if you fly especially with 8 guns. The ground attack option, rockets and bombs, gyro gun sight, a radio compass and a mirror. I will just take the gyro gun sight, and so now it's time to quickly hop into the cockpit. Cockpit of the P-47, a very classic US fighter cockpit. You have the trim tabs, flap controls, landing gear controls on the far left of the cockpit. Little right trim, little nose down trim because we will use flaps. You have 2 indicators for the intercooler and the oil cooler doors, and there are the levers. You have, in the case of the P-47, a 4-lever throttle quadrant containing the boost lever for the supercharger, the throttle lever, normal throttle lever, the prop lever, which would be full forward for takeoff, and the mixture level, which has auto lean, which has idle cutoff, auto lean, auto rich, and full rich. We keep it in auto rich for the pattern. Then down there you have the fuel valve, magnetos on the left side, instrument panel ahead, most important instruments: speed, altitude, RPM and manifold pressure. On the left side there you see a little knob, this one, which moves the engine shutters. Cylinder head temperature is low, so we don't need to have them fully opened. Primer pump, oxygen, radio, canopy. The tail wheel on the P-47 is not being locked using the stick, but using a little lever. They are locked currently, and so we're ready for takeoff. Toe brakes, as in most US fighters. Very wide landing gear, so the P-47 has not really a tendency to go off, and even if you do a ground loop, you will be pretty safe because it's very unlikely that the plane goes on to one wheel. Let's quickly do a wind check. We have wind from the southeast, so from there directly on the nose, basically 4 meters per second, so no great correction needed. I will have the P-47 take off on the short fields in IL2 with roughly 10 degrees flaps, as you can see. The flap indication is if you move it forward, they retract. If you move them back, they go out, and you have an indication there, and that is roughly 50 degrees. You will have in IL2 a very noticeable change in nose trim if you deploy the flaps. If you extend them, the nose will really go up, and so you have to counter that by forward trim. It's so heavy that if you're in the landing approach with full flaps, you really have a hard time, even with full forward trim, to keep the nose down. Have to experiment a little bit with that until I finally get a real good feeling for the landing. So if the landing now is not the best, take that as an excuse, because I'm still getting a feeling for the elevator forces. So stick back, throttling up, and keeping her straight. We will only slightly lift off the tail wheel. knots, 70 knots, so there is the tail wheel up. That's a good attitude. 19 miles, not knots, 100. And there we go. Gear up. Get some speed. Flaps in, and you notice when you retract them a very noticeable nose down change in trim. So back up on the trim. 170, we throttle back to 43 inches. $2,550 RPM, which is also the power we need to land. You see that truck is not really a climb wonder. I know somewhere here seems to be the P-47 in IL2 is equipped with a boost. Not here on the throttle level. I have yet not figured out how I activate it after takeoff. Have to dig in deeper into the plane manual for that. In a quick fight I noticed you can increase the boost to 64. So now we'll have roughly pattern altitude. So throttle back, flaps out. Correct the nose up trim, let the speed wear off, 170 miles, gear goes down, further 5 degrees of flaps, retrim, and we want to keep roughly 160 to 150 miles per hour in the pattern. And you see that the plane does not, not on the stick, but the nose does not really stay down. For the final. Now we will deploy the flaps fully and have to correct the change in trim. Speed goes down, and there you see how it suddenly wobbles up and how the plane really gets lift. And so here we are down, and the plane is in the landing a little nervous on the elevator. As you saw, that's because if you are really on those final 5 degrees of full flaps, you get an impressively strong nose-up pitch in the plane, and you have to correct that, but the wide landing gear of the P-47 makes that easy to handle. Now we shut down the engine. So this was a short demonstration of the new P-47 in IL2, how to take her off and how to land her. I hope you liked it, and I hope we will see more videos in the future soon, and there's new stuff coming to IL2. Happy landings all folks, and always happy hunting. See you here again at Agathos Flight School in the future. Bye bye!